Good morning. Heidi and Joel, glad you're on here. Jan, a few of you on here. Looking like it's going to be a beautiful day today. Betty, glad you're on here. Got a lot of birds out here at the feeder today. That's always nice to watch. Susan, hope you're continuing to heal up. And Deanna, hope you're feeling better. This stuff just likes to hang on, doesn't it? Wendy, glad you're on here too. And Suzanne. So, well, should probably get started. Wayne, glad you're on here today too. So, I think the weather will help moods. This is the bad part about doing a devotion every day is some days you're just, I don't know, you just struggle. I do. I don't wake up and I wish I could wake up every day and just be full of optimism and cheerful and happy, and people got to quit calling me during my devotion. But yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. You know, I only have a couple of thoughts today. I'll get into them in a minute. But you know, seems like they do a dump on Friday. The news does, you know, on all kinds of junk, and I don't know. It's just amazing to me where our world's at. The International Energy Agency has come out and said that everyone needs to start walking to save energy. I don't. I have no idea where the reprobate mind has no ability, it seems, to even have common sense. I mean, I always kind of thought the reprobate mind, he talks about in Romans 1 and 2, was more of just a non-spiritual mind, right? But it just seems like when God turns them over to a reprobate mind, it's in all areas, not just a biblical ability to understand, but they have just lost all common sense. I mean, the Penn State pedophiles. I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but the trans swimmer, he just won the NCAA women's swimming championship. National championship. He's a guy. I mean, he's a guy. They don't even stop this pervert from using the ladies' locker rooms, and this is where our universities are at. It isn't just Penn State pedophiles. It's all of these stinking universities are doing the same thing, and the wickedness that's going on there is crazy, you know. And then we got this International Energy Agency telling us that we need to start walking to save energy. I mean, the airlines are saying their prices are going to go up. War continues in Russia and Ukraine, and you know, the press is making Ukraine out to be some, you know, innocent country, and yeah, they ought to have their freedom. I agree. I agree with that, okay? But I can't trust anything that this press says. They've made the Ukraine out to be some wonderful country, and if the press is praising them, then I have to step back and say, okay, so what are they covering up, you know? And, you know, BDB, he's in bed with all three of these crazy countries. He's in bed with China, he's in bed with Russia, he's in bed with the Ukraine. He's made money deals with all three of them. His son has made money deals with with all three of them, and then COVID has disappeared, and now Fauci's talking about retiring, and I mean, there was a couple of earthquakes in Japan yesterday. I don't know if you saw that or not. Ethiopia is in a civil war. I mean, we have the nutbags in China and North Korea are banging their war drums too, and we got a brain dead moron. I'm sorry, but he is. He is no way fit to be running this country, and everybody knew it. And they put this pawn in, and then the vice president, she is dumber than dirt. And now we got these nutcases who understand that who he is. That's why Russia invaded the Ukraine when he did, and that's why China's going to do what they're going to do to Taiwan, and that's why North Korea is going to blow up South Korea, because they know that, and I read this stuff, and then we have some Facebook thing come out, and some highway patrolman for the state of Colorado telling us what we should do because it's our fault that people are stealing our cars. Look, it's not my fault somebody steals my car. Okay, you can say, well, you shouldn't leave it running, or you shouldn't leave the keys in, or you shouldn't leave it unlocked. You know what? We should be able to. And there was a time in life when we could do that. And when somebody got caught stealing something, they didn't go to jail for 6 hours and then get out. And, they were punished for their crimes. And we got this crazy world now that it's my fault if my truck gets stolen. Well, if it's my fault it gets stolen, then I guess it's my responsibility to get it back. And then it's my responsibility then to take care of the crackhead that tries to steal it. And I'll be happy to do that. We don't, if law enforcement or their hands are tied, and you've got some wackadoodle lawyer that's going to come in and judges that say that it's my fault, well, I'll deal with it then. And we all need to, and it's just one of those days. There are days, and then we have good people dying, and a lady in our church is fighting cancer and probably not going to be around very long, and hey, praise the Lord, she's going to be in heaven. She's going to see her Savior. I know of a 17-year-old kid that parents are in South Africa, working in an orphanage and helping people to see Christ, and now he's battling cancer, a fight for his life, and then that nasty old hag, Pelosi, she's so doped up on either Xanax or so stinking drunk she can't even walk and put her words together. 80-some years old and still alive, and BDB the same way, and you got, I don't know. I just, there are days, I'm sorry, you just get what you get sometimes here, because there are days when it seems like the evil, those characters have made such a deal with the devil that it seems like they're going to live forever. And when, Lord, can you just please get rid of some of these characters and take them out of this, and because the pressure, the pressure, you seem like, okay, here we are, we get through the idiocy of the China bug, and you get through the lunacy of making everybody wear a mask. You get through the lunacy of everybody getting the jab, right? And then lo and behold, we got World War III starting right after that happens. You come out of one pressure, and now you're into this crazy pressure where not only do you have these nutbags that are attacking everywhere, but now you have the energy crisis, and you can't even buy goods anymore, and you try to buy parts for your vehicles because we've been in bed with these stinking communist countries for so long that and our politicians making such money on these characters, and the gluttonous, greedy whoremongers that are up there right now making the deals that they've made have put our country in a ruination. And anyway, all right, enough of that junk. Don't want to depress you on a Friday, right? Everybody probably turned me off and went outside to plant your flowers. That might not be a bad idea. So, and I know he has things under control, and I read these things every day. That's why God gives us these reminders, but I want us to, I just have one main thought today, okay? And I asked this to myself, and I haven't gotten the answer yet that I want, and maybe it's something you guys need to look at too, all right? I'm going to read Psalm 61, okay? And it tells me, "Hear my cry, O God, attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings, Selah. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. Thou wilt prolong the king's life and his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows." So I read that this morning, and hey, you know what? Some days are just overwhelming. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I could have tried to hide that today and just be all peppy, and some days it just doesn't work, okay? And so this is one of those days where you just see the enemy rising up like it is, and you just want God to do something, and he is doing something, and I know that, and it's the pressure of that that's killing me, right? And we need to. So here's the question that I have. I wrote this down on my own. Do I run to God? Hear my cry, O God, attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. And if I do run to God, how? How do I run to God? I mean, how do I... So I guess I need to figure out some steps, maybe that would help. And when you get to a point where you just seem overwhelmed with the things that are going on in your own life, the things that are going on in your church, the things that are going on in this state, in the country, the world. I mean, there are a lot of pressures out there, and you have to figure out how to deal with this. I mean, you can't carry it all, and I know that, and God keeps reminding me of that. And so, how do you run to God? And how do I do that? I mean, I do read, and I need to read more. I know I need to do that. I need to pray differently, I think. I need to... I don't know. I'm just kind of struggling on this question of how do I run to God? And what do I do? And how do you guys run to God? What is it that you do? I mean, how do you keep your mind focused on, the right things? How do you keep your body from reacting, and going down a path? I don't know. I mean, I've watched people come out of this the last 2 years, and their walk is stronger than it was when they went in. I've seen others completely crater, and just going into drugs and alcohol and completely worldly lifestyle. And obviously they didn't run to God, and they ran to drugs, and you can see that. They ran to alcohol. They run to violence, the criminal element has grown exponentially here in Morgan County, and seems to be less being done about it, and that's just supposed to be part of life now, and it's your fault if they steal your stuff or whatever. So so they run the wrong way. So how do I run to God? Nobody's giving me any answers on here. Okay, come on, you need to help me out here. What do you do? Maybe I need to meditate more on the word. Maybe I need to stop trying to read the quantity that I read and spend more time on quality of it. Maybe that's what's going on with the struggles in trying to know what to preach on Sunday, and not getting any direction until Friday or Saturday so often. And maybe there just needs to be more of a contemplating time on, what is God saying and what is he doing? And, maybe I do need to sit down and put out a roadmap kind of thing, on how to get my thoughts back to where they need to be, and not justify the carnal activity or the carnal thinking, or I don't know. There's just a lot of questions that I have that I'm struggling with, and I don't want to be this way. I don't want to be upset and angry and but it's just some days are heavier than others, right? And then get this. I was reading in Luke and about John the Baptist. This guy, yeah, that's good, Todd. I like that. Let's see. That's a good prayer. We need to pray that more, to ask the Holy Spirit to guide us and show us the way, and keep it simple. That's good, straight talk. I'm with that, Jan, and Lord knows that. And even John. He came in and started preaching, and this is what it says. And as it is written in the book of the words of Isaiah the prophet, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his paths straight. Maybe too, I need to focus more on just telling more people about Jesus, and staying focused on that. That's what John did. Every valley shall be filled, and every mountain and hill shall be brought low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough ways shall be made smooth. And all flesh shall see the salvation of God. That I'm going to plan out some kind of a roadway, and I'll share it with you guys. When God gives it to me, maybe a roadway to walk in the right path, how do we stay on it? But then he goes on, I love this. Then said he to the multitude that came forth to be baptized of him. Look what he says. O generation of vipers, who hath warned you to flee from the wrath to come? This guy was hardcore, wasn't he? I think we need some more of that too. I think that, there's been, too much of the easiness of discipleship that's been focused on, instead of realizing that discipleship actually is pretty difficult, isn't it? And we need to trust him more. We need to know that all these things are in his control, and I do know that. I just need to live it a little better, don't I? And so anyway, that was the devotions today. Not a very encouraging one, is it? So, but we'll, you know what? God's still under control, and I'm thankful. I'm grateful that I'm a child of God. I'm grateful that He's merciful, to these characters that have lived their whole lives, in denial of God, and God continues to give them opportunity. And that's our God, isn't it? I mean, He gives me the opportunity to get things right before He chastens me, and thankful for those things. So, anyway, yes. It is a struggle on days, but it's okay too. It seems like those days that God gets a hold, and I think that's another thing, Jan, is focused on being thankful. Focused on being thankful for what God has, and often I lose that and not so thankful, and I am thankful. Well, I have so much to be thankful for, and let's focus on that too, right? So, all right. So continue to pray for Carol Lee. As far as I know, they're going to let her out today. They let Elijah Strange out yesterday, but you pray for him. He's got a time to heal here. Chad and Jamie got a lot of pressure on them right now, taking care of him, and Chad being, he's in business for his own self. It's hard to, he's going to take some time to help out at home, and so maybe we as a church can do something to help there too. So, but yeah, you guys pray for these guys. Continue to pray for Judy Summers and her family, and pray for one another. And let's make sure that we stay focused on the Lord. So, sorry about the rant. We will endeavor to do better, right? And God's got things. We need to trust Him, and let's walk with Him and be a light today to those around. God bless you guys, and have a great weekend. And we'll see many of you at church on Sunday. God bless.